We're at the 9th installment, and everyone's number one question is always, what could they possibly do that they have not done? And then we just continue to answer with more and more exciting things, and we're going to outer space, baby.
What?
Hi, John.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Very good. Very good.
In Fast and Furious 9, it looks like we're finally getting that heel turn that everyone's been waiting for. Can you tell me a little bit about it?
When approached by Vin and those involved with Fast to be a villain, that was immediately interesting to me because it would allow me to flex a bunch of skills that I haven't yet had a chance to use. And according to your assessment of popular opinion, hopefully one people want to see.
You always say never turn your back on family, but you turned your back on me. Who is he?
Jacob is Dom's brother.
Brother against brother. This should be interesting.
I spent my entire life in your shadow. And now, you spend the rest of yours living in mine. Not today.
It's been well established that the Fast saga is really a story about family, and this cast is very much a family as well. What was it like being an outsider joining this cast that has been together for 20 years now?
That's a great question. It runs very much parallel to being a new superstar at WWE, because the cast of characters obviously has been there and been established for a long time. And they've made great, tremendous sacrifice to get the entertainment to the level that it's at. And then in walks a new set or performer or series of performers. But I think in a very short time, and by the way, hats off to Vin for making that interaction happen as soon as possible, introducing me to everyone immediately, for meeting with him even before I was offered the role, for talking about Fast, its legacy, why I enjoy the franchise, and as well, Vin orchestrates events off camera and allows everyone to hang out in communal space and in social environments when the cameras aren't rolling. And I think that's important to the connection and the family nature of the franchise.
And you played Jacob Toretto in the movie, who is the brother of Vin Diesel's character. Was there anything you discovered in those conversations with Vin that you had a common bond over?
He is so far advanced in his thinking because this has been his body of work for 2 decades. It would be like a brand new performer in the WWE getting a seat next to Vince McMahon and being able to genuinely, openly, honestly talk to whatever you want to talk to about Vince and him giving candid, realistic answers. That's so very rare. But at the end of the day, using that comparison, you're still talking about 2 human beings. So when I was able to talk with Vin on multiple occasions, first of all, I didn't talk much, I listened. And second of all, it's just interesting to see his perspective on things.
And I know you're a big car guy and own some pretty incredible vehicles yourself, but was there any vehicle you got to handle in this movie that kind of like blew your mind?
So Fast is known for showcasing cars. They'll throw some beauty and some supercar in there.
Get the e-bike for me, would you, darling?
But the real core of the car culture at Fast is taking cars and making them special. You never see stock. So I like their ability to take a car that is attainable and then make it perform like a fighter jet.
Whoa.
That's so awesome. Well, obviously, you're very familiar with physicality and larger than life stunts. But I wondered if there was any scene or moment in this movie that pushed you outside of your comfort zone.
Vin had the perspective, and I couldn't agree with him more. The most vicious confrontations I have ever had have been with family. So we had to try to harness that. And a lot of the times that's not beautiful flowing choreography. It needs to be visceral, and you need to bring the emotion out of it. It was getting to the why first and then planning the action off of that.
I'll wrap it up with this. You've accomplished just about everything a person can accomplish in a pro wrestling ring. You're starring in these huge movie franchises. What is the ultimate for John Cena? When you look ahead, what's that thing you haven't attained yet?
So I just don't see life through that lens. I don't want to say I don't have goals, but my goal is very simple. It's just to earn every day. It is to make the most of every sunrise. And if I'm talking to you about this, invest myself and don't be like this and don't be like this, and really take a perspective of you're giving me your time. And in turn, I want to give you the ability to listen and respond back to you. So the great thing about that is I don't know what's next. I never thought I'd be here talking to you about Fast. Mythical. But I also never thought I'd be the kid holding that championship belt that's behind you. Like, I held paper belts as a kid. So I don't go about looking at life like that. I just hope that I continue to have the same perspective of being able to find something to chase passionately every day and make the most out of every sunrise.
Well, I thank you so much. You've given me so much joy over the years, and I look forward to many more years of that.
Oh, thanks, man.
What up?
How are you? Thank you for hanging out with me today.
Man, listen, I am blessed. I am very thankful.
Absolutely.
I appreciate the time.
For sure. I appreciate your time. And I am super excited to talk to you about the highly anticipated Fast 9 film. I feel like this movie has been sitting in a vault for what feels like forever. How does it feel to know that this movie's finally going to be seen by the masses?
Well, to be honest with you, it feels great because unbeknownst to a lot of people, I had a certain amount of money that was combined with the movie actually releasing in theaters. So the fact that they pushed it back for 2 years, I've been chasing this check that's attached to it releasing for 2 years. And now that it's coming out, I don't have to chase it anymore. It's actually going to be coming to me. I feel great about it. You know, if I'm being selfish right now, I'm like
That's
very
great.
happy. Very,
That's
very
great. What a tease to be like, oh yeah, May, never mind, next June.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Oh, we're pushing the movie back a year. Oh yeah, we're pushing the movie back another year. No.
Well, one of the things I love about the franchise is that it is the gift that just keeps on giving. I can never wait to see the next one after I see the current one. What is one thing about filming on the set that never gets old after all these years?
Man, the camaraderie that we have, and I know we say it all the time, but it's like, it's the best energy because we're truly family off screen. So it's almost like being able to work with your actual family. Now, I know the family members that you love and very much will like, let's just put it that way, because not everybody likes every member in their family. But imagine if you were to take the 8 or 9 family members that you really love being around and putting them in an environment where you're actually able to work with them at the same time. That's what it is.
Right. And your character, Tej, such an integral part of the franchise, in my opinion. He has quite the resume. He's a former street racer, a mechanic, he's a tech genius, a master hacker. How did you prep for this role when your character first came on the scene back in the early 2000s?
I became a geek. You know, I became a computer geek, and I wasn't necessarily one of those before. And also just one that's constantly excited about all the new technology that's coming out. So, you know, they have something called the Consumer Electronics Convention in Vegas every year. And I used to think it was cool. Now it's like, I'm obsessed with it. That's what I did to prepare. And it got me to where I'm so much more interested personally in everything when it comes to tech as well.
With each movie, these stunts just get increasingly more ridiculous, which I actually love. Crashing submarines and everything like that. But I mean, magnetic cars.
Crank it all the way up.
Yeah, it's all because, you know, we're at the 9th installment and everyone's number one question is always, what could they possibly do that they have not done? And then we just continue to answer everyone back with more and more exciting things that no one would think that we could remotely come up with.
There's no bridge!
Oh, hell no.
Well, that was new.
So yes, all of that you said and more. And we're going to outer space, baby.
What?
Really? Duct tape? You acting like we on our way to Home Depot.
Punch it! No, chest! I don't want to die!
Okay, that's the first time hearing of that. And who do you think causes more damage to a city, the Fast Crew or the Avengers? Because I'm torn here.
That's a great question. Man, that's damn. You know, I'm not usually not stumped when it comes to questions, but that is a difficult one. Very difficult.
You're torn too.
I think it might be a tie. We might have to let the fans decide.
Right. Let's let the fans decide. Well, thank you so much, Chris, for hanging out with me today. I had a great time.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Hi, Jordana. Thank you for hanging out.
For sure. How are you?
I'm good. Fast and the Furious. I wanted to ask you, your castmates are so diverse, both seemingly, personally, and professionally. I'm wondering if you can tell me which of your cast members was like most surprising to you on a personal level once you got to know them.
You know, I think it would probably be Chris Bridges because I knew, I loved Ludacris's music, and his music is so hard. And I play it for my son and I'm like, oh my God, there's so many swear words on this. I have to turn it off. But then when you meet him in person, he's like the nicest, sweetest, chillest dude in the world. So I was like, oh wait, those two don't match up. So I adore him. And so he was the most surprising.
That's awesome. You've done a lot of things in your career, right? You started with soaps, you've done animation, you've done horror, you've done action, obviously, like this movie. Which of those genres is most fun for you to play?
The most fun would definitely be action, for sure, because it's just really fun to be able to, because with those scenes, you prepare so much for them and you train so much for them, and then it's really gratifying to see them come alive on screen. I would say I'd also like to get back to Debs, which is a little more satirical comedy. Something like that would be really, really fun to get back to.
That'd be awesome. I saw a headline of you walking through the street holding an orchid and a coffee cup. And the headline was literally, Jordana Brewster buys orchids and coffee. Does it blow your mind that is news?
Yeah, because oftentimes it's the same, because I have a routine and it's the same thing. And it's I just sometimes get self-conscious that people must think I'm the most boring person in the world. So it doesn't blow my mind. I just find it makes me super self-conscious. I'm like, yeah, I'm getting coffee again, dropping my kids off at school again. Not so interesting.
All right. Well, it was great chatting with you. This was super fun and
Thanks.
excited
Great
about
chatting with you too.
Take care.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi, Natalie. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you for having me.
So Fast and Furious 9, love. There's so many of them that you can just spend a weekend and just get lost and buried in it and get into all the action. But I read somewhere that you couldn't legally drive when you first appeared in the film. Is that still the case? That can't be the case right now, right? Stop it. No!
Yeah, I'm also quite proud of the fact that I've been in 3 movies about cars and don't drive them.
Okay, this is a bad time to mention this, but I don't drive.
What was the coolest car scene, car chase, or just the best memory you have of any of the action scenes that you've had to do?
I definitely loved the car sequence that I have in Fast 9. I mean, it's just a lot of fun, and it's, there's a lot of comedy that comes into it, which was fun to play around with and, sort of react to the environment. And it was great. It was great fun. But I think in terms of my favorite sequence, it was definitely my rescue sequence in Fast 7. Obviously there was lots of different components to that and sections to it. And it was great fun. And in the end played really well and sort of showed how terrifying of a situation to find yourself in. If you're not one of the Fast and Furious gang who are just used to flying and doing all these crazy things at high speed, Ramsey was she had she was definitely shocked into the family.
Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Fast 9, it's going to be super fun. I'm giving you virtual hugs.
Thank you.
Bye.
So we're up against a master thief, assassin, high performance driver. Who is he?
Dom's brother.
no matter how fast you are.
I am not to be compared to you.
No one outruns their past.
I am more easy, you trying your best to become me.
And mine just caught up to me.
Been a long time, Don.
There's nothing more powerful than the love of family. But you turn that into anger, there's nothing more dangerous.
Maybe this is the end, but we're gonna go out together.
Let's get to work.